Hey, what's up? My name is Dave, and as you know, I interpret everything. Today I'm going to be interpreting Cellar Door, which is a brand new film coming out of Lionsgate starring Scott Speedman and Jordana Brewster as a married couple looking for a brand new home to kick off a fresh new start in their lives after a miscarriage. They wind up at a luxurious home of a mysterious stranger that seems to know everybody in town and everything that's going on around him. And this man, played by Lawrence Fishburne, decides to help this couple out by giving them his house for free. The only drawback, the only rule that he has in place is that they are not allowed to open the cellar doors. Beyond what I've just laid out, I knew nothing about the film. I didn't watch the trailers or I didn't read any of the reviews. I just knew Scott Speedman and Jordana Brewster were going to be in it, and this very broad premise of oddly getting a picture-perfect house for the low price of nothing. Just don't open the cellar doors. The sheer amount of avenues the film could have ultimately taken were staggering in my mind, each of which were solid options. I figured that the film would certainly be opting for the psychological thriller route, and it definitely does, but I almost want to say it's more of a psychological drama than thriller, if that's even a thing. The entire movie seems to be deeply rooted in analogies and metaphors for coveting the unattainable and the desire to bury secrets that you don't want acknowledged in the hunt for what we deem the perfect dream life, which obviously nobody can get. But even if they could, at what price? You know, this is definitely in the ballpark of be careful what you wish for, and this cellar door is kind of a metaphor for our own insecurities, our own fears, and repercussions of our actions that we don't want to happen. As a whole, Scott Speedman portrays a character that is always desiring something he can't have. So he's not the most likable character. He's a little bit of a liar, a little bit of a cheater, you name it. So he's always trying to find a way to get into the cellar. He absolutely hates not being able to know something. Meanwhile, his wife plays more of a keeper of the peace and will literally do anything to keep this perfect life, no matter what. That means while her husband deeply wants to figure out how to open the cellar door, she's doing the opposite. This also deepens another metaphor of the film, which is, problems of their strained relationships and how they deal with these problems and how they butt heads a lot. If I was a critic with a specific expertise on metaphors and analogies, I might call this film brilliant. But I have to look at it as a general audience member that may be looking for something out of the film that they don't get necessarily. And that's the thrills. As IMDb lists this film as literally nothing other than a thriller, I think that it would be incredibly easy to expect there might be thrills. I wouldn't necessarily say that thrills are evident in this film. I mean, there's a broad psychological tension, and there's a lot of domestic relationship drama. For some of you, that may be great. For others, that might be a little bit boring. From the get-go, I kind of figured that it was more metaphorical than anything else, and that definitely seems to be the case. If you start breaking down how well the film was made, you got a lot of equal amount of cinematic, monotonous moments, which just, it's a fancy word that I sometimes use to describe something that's kind of bland or boring. The cinematography, camera work, lighting, color, and sound all kind of come and go without you really noticing. Neither great or bad, and none of that really stands out as particularly well made, just adequate enough for the movie to happen. Scott Speedman did an okay job, but that's par for the course for him. I've never seen anything mind-blowing from Scott Speedman, whether you're talking about anything from Felicity or a few movie roles that I've seen from him throughout the years. I'd have to say the same for the most part for Jordana Brewster. A majority of the film really does feel like it hinges on the premise of don't open the cellar doors. Because past all the metaphorical things going on, the audience probably wants to know what is in those blasted doors as well. I just don't particularly think that the answer to that question is going to make very many people happy, but who knows. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be giving this a letter grade of C. It has such a great, easy to grasp concept, and like I said, it could have taken a number of different paths with that premise, most of which would have been pretty interesting to see unfold. The path that it chose to take, though, was nothing more than just fine, maybe even just safe. It just wasn't phenomenal. Take that as you will, though. Let me know your thoughts about this film in the comment section down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, whenever and whatever that may be. And until then, peace out.